Hi everyone, thanks for joining me on a new video. I'm Sil and this is Slow Easy English. In today's video, I want to talk about the difference between wish and hope. In English, these two words are different and they're used differently. They have different meanings. I know that in many languages, these differences don't really exist. So it can be a little tricky for English learners to use these words correctly. And that's why I'm making this video. Now, before we begin, I'm going to give some examples, many examples actually, so that you can fill your head with all these wonderful examples. But before we begin, I want you to keep in mind a couple of things. And that is that generally speaking, the word wish is used when we want something to be different from reality. Okay? So that's when we use the word wish. We're not happy with the way things really are, and we want them to be different. The word hope is when we are usually, not always, but usually we are talking about something we want to happen in the future, but not always. Sometimes we use the word hope to talk about the present or even the past. That's crazy. How can you hope for something in the past? Well, stay with me and I will show you. So let's begin with the word wish, and I'm going to go through some examples of how to use it and how native speakers use it in natural English. I haven't had a hamburger in such a long time. I wish there was a McDonald's in this city. So this is pretty clear. The person likes McDonald's, and because they say, I wish there was a McDonald's in this city, we know there's no McDonald's in this city, right? That's how we use I wish. If you say I wish, then it's saying this is the opposite of reality. This computer is garbage. I wish I had enough money to buy a new one. So in this case, the person is not happy with their computer and they want a new computer, but they can't buy one because they don't have enough money. This sofa hurts my back. I wish it was more comfortable. Pretty clear, right? The sofa is not good. His back hurts, or her back hurts from the sofa, and the person wishes that the sofa were comfortable. I miss you. I wish you called me more often. So here, the person is saying, you know, maybe you call me once a week, but it's not enough. I wish you called me more often, maybe 2 times a week or 3 times a week. I can't concentrate. I wish you would turn down that music. So in this case, the speaker is having trouble maybe doing homework or some kind of task that requires concentration. And the reason they can't concentrate is because someone, maybe their husband, their wife, their brother, sister, kid, who knows, is playing music too loudly and they feel disturbed. So they say, I wish you would turn down that music. Bro, they didn't let me in the restaurant because I wasn't wearing a tie. I wish you had told me there was a dress code. Okay, so I think it's easy enough to imagine this situation, right? And what happened to lead to the person saying this. So here you have a guy, he's probably a guy, using the word bro, talking to his friend, and he's saying, I went to a restaurant. So we can imagine that his friend told him about a restaurant, but did not tell him about a dress code. So the speaker went to that restaurant not wearing a tie, arrived at the restaurant, and they said, excuse me, sir, we can't let you in. You need to be wearing a tie. And so he went home angry, and he's texting, bro, why didn't you tell me that I needed to wear a tie? I wish you had told me, right? So in this case, we're talking about something that happened in the past. I wish you had told me. In my next video, I'm going to get more into the details of the grammar of the present and the past, and how to use these words grammatically for different time frames. But for now, let's just continue with this overview. I'm tired of being inside all the time. I wish we could leave the house. So this is something you might hear many people say with coronavirus and everybody being locked down and having to stay home. Then this is probably a sentiment that many people have right now. I need to save more money, but I can't on this salary. I wish they would give me a raise. Here too, it's pretty clear. The person feels like they are not making enough money, and they want their company to give them a raise. So, I wish they would give me a raise. Now let's look at some examples using the word hope. In these examples, they don't require a lot of explanation, really. The examples are pretty clear, and you'll notice that in every example, at least these ones, I'm going to show you some different ones afterwards, but in these examples, in each one, the person is hoping, they want something to happen in the future. So let's have a look at those. In the first one, I bought a ticket for next week's lottery. I hope I win. So, pretty clear. The person bought a ticket for a lottery next week. I'm just repeating things now. And they say, I hope I win. Well, the lottery has not happened yet. It's in the future. And they have this desire like, oh, I want to win, I want to win. So I hope I win. My friend and I are going sailing tomorrow. I hope it doesn't rain. This too, self-explanatory. The girl I met at the party is really nice. I hope she replies to my text. So here, the person met a girl at a party. He or she liked her and texted her, and now is thinking, I want to reply, I want to reply. I hope she replies to my text. I put all my money into the stock market right before the crash. I hope it recovers quickly. Good luck in your interview. I hope you get the job. So here, the person is speaking to someone else, and they are hoping, they want that person to get the job. So in all of these cases, we are talking about something that is, well, that might happen in the future, and how they feel about that happening. They want it to happen. And so you use the word hope when you are talking about something that you want in the future. However, like I said before, the word hope, surprisingly for some people, can also be used to talk about something in the present. So check this out. Oh no, I forgot about the chicken in the oven. I hope it's not burnt. Okay, so here we're using the word hope, but if you listen to how it's phrased, I hope it's not burnt. We're talking about the present. We're not talking really about the future. We're talking about something right now. The chicken is in the oven. I forgot about it. I put the chicken in the oven an hour ago, and I planned to take it out after 45 minutes. But it's an hour that passed, so the chicken might be burnt. I'm not sure. Is it burnt? Is it not burnt? I don't know. I don't know yet. So I have to go check. So I run to the oven and I open it, and I'm thinking, I hope it's not burnt. Thank God it's not burnt. It's okay. We can eat this chicken and it will be good and not dry and disgusting and gross. So here we're using the word hope, but not for the future. We're using it for the present. Now let's look at a couple of examples where we use the word hope for the past. It's crazy, but you can use the word hope for the past. She said she was going to buy all the party supplies. I hope she was able to get everything we need for it. You forgot her birthday? I hope you apologized to her and made up for it. Okay, so here we have a person speaking, but obviously this sentence is in the middle of a conversation, and we have to imagine that in this conversation, that person's friend told them that they had forgotten about their girlfriend's birthday. And so the reply is, what? You forgot her birthday? Well, I hope you apologized to her and made up for it. So this is interesting because we're talking about something in the past. I hope you apologized, right? This is the past. I hope you apologized and made up for it. So he's saying, you know, my feeling when I'm talking to you is I hope, right? I have that feeling of desire that you said you're sorry and also did something to make the situation better. I hope you made up for it. So, you know, maybe take her out for a nice dinner or bought a nice present or something, but I hope you made up for it. So, interestingly, we're talking about the past here, not the future. And we're still using the word hope. So maybe when we say that hope is used when we want something in the future, maybe that's not really correct. Maybe a better way to explain how to use the word hope is when you want a desirable outcome of something where you don't know the outcome. And that can be in the future or the present or the past. So going back to the previous example with the chicken in the oven. In this case, it's the present, right? I hope it's not burnt. We're talking about the present, but we don't know the result. We don't know if it's burnt or not burnt. until we check it. So the knowledge of the result is in the future. It hasn't happened yet. I don't know if the result was good or not. I don't know if the chicken is actually currently burnt or not burnt. But it is burnt or it's not burnt. It's already happened, right? Or it's happening now. And I simply don't know. So my knowledge of the chicken being burnt or not burnt is in the future. Right now, I don't know. I'm running to the oven. I open it. Now I know. Okay, it's not burnt. In this example, when he says to his friend, I hope you apologized. You see, he doesn't know yet if his friend apologized. He only knows what his friend told him. And his friend told him, I forgot about my girlfriend's birthday. And so he doesn't yet know if his friend apologized to his girlfriend or if his friend made up for it to her, right? Made it up to her. So the knowledge of the apology has not yet happened. That will be in a few seconds, right? I hope you apologized. Of course I did. Of course I did. I apologized. Are you crazy? She would have killed me if I didn't. So I think the best way here to explain the word hope and how it's used is exactly that. It's when you don't yet know the result of the outcome and you want a desirable result, but that event might happen in the future or even in the present or even in the past. And I think that's the best way to really understand how to use the word hope. Okay, now before we finish the video, I wanted to point out a couple of things. The first is that in my examples, I try to use natural, everyday, normal English that native English speakers actually use, okay? I'm not that worried about teaching correct textbook English, right? So I thought I should just point out, for example, in my McDonald's sentence, and I said, I wish there was a McDonald's in this city. Well, when you say wish, I wish, this is common. A lot of people will say, I wish there was, right? I wish I was. I wish he was. But this is not correct according to your high school English teacher. They will say that's wrong. And they will say, you should say, I wish there were a McDonald's in this city. I wish I were rich. I wish he were nicer. Okay, so when you use the word wish, you have to say were, not was. That's according to grammar rules, correct grammar rules, but like I said, in everyday English, when you're speaking to your friends or your colleagues or your coworkers or family, in all of these cases, to say I wish I was, or I wish he was, or I wish it was, or I wish there was, this is not uncommon. It's not everybody, it's not all the time. You will hear some people use it correctly, and you will hear people saying it this way. So just keep that in mind. Most of my videos focus on teaching English the way people actually speak in real life, not only correct textbook English. So just wanted to point that out. The second thing I wanted to point out is that the word wish, sometimes, rarely, but sometimes you will hear the word wish being used kind of to mean the same thing as hope, when you want something for the future that can actually happen in real life. But it's rare, and it's usually used only in very special circumstances. So for example, a birthday. So you might have someone who is having a birthday, and you bring out the cake. Happy birthday to you. So you bring out the cake and you say, okay, make a wish and blow out the candles. So you're telling the person, make a wish. But in this case, the wish is actually hoping for something. It's real. This is one thing about hope and wish. One of the differences between hope and wish is that when you say hope, when you use the word hope, you want something to happen in the future. And if you want it to happen, it means that it has a real possibility of it happening. Hope is used for something that you want that is also possible. It would be very weird for someone to say, I hope I can fly without an airplane, but I hope I can fly tomorrow like a bird. What? That's crazy. That makes no sense. You can't hope for something that is impossible. And so that's another difference between using the word hope and the word wish is used for something that is not reality as it is today. But you can wish for things that are impossible, right? I wish I could fly like a bird. You can say that. But you can't say, tomorrow I hope I can fly like a bird. That's just weird. You can't. It's not weird, it's just wrong. It's just plain wrong. Don't say that. Don't say, I hope I can fly like a bird. Definitely don't miss my next video, because the next video is going to go into all kinds of crazy things. Well, I don't know if it'll be the next one. It's coming soon, okay? So maybe not the next video, but coming soon. I'm going to do a deep dive into the difference between wish and hope. Let me give you some examples, okay? So here's an example. You can say, I wish you didn't drink so much. And you can also say, I wish you wouldn't drink so much. But they don't mean really exactly the same thing. So I'm going to explain that. Here's another one. I wish he was nicer to her. Of course, the correct is I wish he were nicer to her. But I wish he was nicer to her. I wish he would be nicer to her. Also, a little different, and I'll explain that. Here's one. Can you guess the difference between I wish you could play tennis with us versus I wish you would play tennis with us? These two are very different. They imply different things. So I'm going to get into that. Here's one. You can say, I wish you could fly, but you can't say, I wish you would fly. Do you know why? Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? Well, if you don't know, make sure you keep an eye on my upcoming videos because I'm going to talk about that. And another one, kind of similar. I wish I could drive. I can say that. I wish I could drive. But I can't say, I wish I would drive. That would just be weird. So, in my next video, in an upcoming video, I'm going to talk about these things. And if you're interested, make sure you subscribe, click the like button, keep an eye on my future videos. Make sure you click that little bell icon. There's a bell icon there. Click that to make sure that you get all of my notifications, and then you won't miss this wonderful video that is coming soon. So thank you very much for taking time out of your day to watch my video and support my channel. Yeah, I will see you in the next one. Bye.